All right, recording the class now. Today we're going to start mock 1. Since we don't have any helicopter pilots present in the class, we're going to skip mock 14. So our helicopter pilots may take the mock 14 together with us when we get there in the next class, probably tomorrow. So today, mock 1, let's start all over again. So I'm going to open it right here and start asking the first questions. You guys are going to take turns. The first one joining was Richie. So Richie is going to be the one answering the first question. Ready, Richie?
Ready?
All right. So Richie, tell me, in your opinion, what makes a briefing effective?
What makes a briefing effective? Effective. The pilot and the first officers must talk about the weather, the quantity of fuel, about road, no tons, about your passengers or what they will leave, and talk about all about the flight. That's it.
All right. Let me give you some ideas as well. So for the briefing to be effective, I think it's important to have all the crew members on board, to have them all participating. Yeah. And it's important to cover all aspects of the flight. So the weather conditions, the charts, it's important to cover all aspects and have a nice, easygoing environment as well, right? So an open environment, a friendly environment allows the other pilot or pilots and crew members to participate, to ask questions if they have any doubts. So a good briefing starts with protocol, anticipation, but I also think it has to be concise, and I would say it has to be direct as well. You don't want to make the briefing excessively long and people get distracted. So being concise is also important. I think that's it. So other nice words to use: standardized, padronizado. I use the word friendly or open environment to make the environment easygoing so people can participate and they can express themselves if they have any doubts, if they have any questions, they can join actively and participate actively of the briefing. I think that a good briefing should be friendly and easygoing, but at the same time standardized and concise, straight to the point. Straight to the point é tipo concise também, né? Direto ao ponto. É uma tradução literal até para o inglês, né? Para o português a expressão. Straight to the point. Straight as an arrow. All right. Straight as an arrow é uma frase, é uma figura de linguagem interessante do inglês, né? Porque é reto como uma flecha. Se você parar para pensar, a flecha realmente tem que ser bem reta, mas o tiro de arco e flecha ele é curvo, né? Porque a flecha tem uma balística e cai bastante. Então, straight as an arrow não é as an arrow shot, as the arrow itself. Porque teve uma vez que eu falei do straight as an arrow para um aluno e ele ficou confuso, falou, pô, isso é uma ironia, né? Porque ele pensou no tiro do arco e flecha, mas não, é porque se fala straight as an arrow, tipo, fisicamente é uma flecha, né? Sendo bem retinha. All right. And let's go to the follow-up question, Richie. Tell me a little bit about what you do inside the aircraft before a flight.
Before a flight, inside the aircraft, I will check the fuel, the radios, transponders, if my headset is working, my seat belts and seat position is adjusted. Then if everything is okay, I will call the ATC asking start the engine.
Good job. A few expressions that you could use when you're thinking through. You say, well, what else? And that, and this, and let me think. What else? What more can I say? São frases boas para você preencher espaços vazios, mas você preencheu bem com um silêncio controlado também, tá, Richie? What else? Let me see. I fill the data on the FMS. I adjust my seatbelts. Let me think what else I have to do. Well, you have to follow all the checklists, obviously, and you have to make sure that you're not forgetting your documentation, your documents for the aircraft, for yourself. and make sure the doors are closed, and then just follow all the checklists. Basically, that's it. Yeah. Eu acho muito importante sempre ter aquelas respostas básicas de seguir checklist, cara. Tudo quanto é pergunta na prova, quase assim, operacional, dá para encaixar, seguir checklist. Óbvio que você não pode só falar seguir checklist, né? Então, por isso que é importante ter um argumento mais longo para falar, tipo, seguir o checklist, porque nele a gente contém as ideias todas, está tudo já padronizado, tal, tal, tal. Quer dizer, você fala seguir o checklist, explica um pouco do porquê e como funciona isso, e porque isso é importante, né? Para dar aquela estendida. Mas é basicamente seguir checklist. Tanto depois que eu entro no cockpit, quanto depois que eu pouso, quanto antes de taxiar, quanto antes de decolar, depois de decolar, quando nivela. Então, você pode ter uma resposta extremamente versátil, né? Vai ser possível responder muita pergunta com as ideias sobre checklist. Vamos falar, well, basically I follow the checklist, and that's important in all aspects of the flight, for the pre-flight, the briefing procedure, and when you're about to take off, when you are actually, about to taxi, when you're starting, when you just enter the cockpit as well. You follow the checklists, and that ensures that you don't forget anything. You don't forget to make sure you made a nice external inspection of the aircraft, and to make sure you have all the documents, blah, 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 etc., etc. Põe nesse contexto do checklist que ajuda. All right, Martins, are you able right now or not? Because I see that you are dealing with some stuff on your phone. I think Martins is unable now. Yeah, so let's go with you, Crawford. Ready to go?
Yes, I'm
All
ready.
right, Crawford.
Let's go.
So question 2, what was the most difficult situation you have had in a flight?
Well, that's a good question. Okay. Well, I think the most difficult situation I had during flight happens a long time ago when I flew Bonanza, single engine
In the past,
plane.
right? Happened
Happened
a long time
happened.
ago.
Okay. Happened a long time ago when I was when I flew Bonanza single engine airplane. I was at the short final on Campo de Marte Airport. I faced a wind shear situation. The aircraft lose altitude.
Lost in the past as well.
The aircraft lost altitude and speed. And I passed really close to the trees in the nearest the threshold. Okay. Well, I applied power, I applied power. I applied power, maintained the attitude of the aircraft, and made a safe landing. But that was the scary moment of my life.
Okay. That was a scary, não esquece esse último Y, scary moment.
Scary. No.
E life, na vida, a gente usa o in. That was a scary moment in my life. Yeah. Scary moment in my life.
That was
a scary moment.
A scary moment in my life.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And what's happened here? Just a second. It's asking me to sign in. Okay. And the next question here, Captain, the follow-up on this one. Do you think that you acted the best way you could in that situation?
Well, I think I did the best. I think I did the best. Okay. In that moment, I didn't have a lot of experience. I was a young pilot, but I had a good instructors, and I believe I did the best. I did the best for that moment.
Okay. And yeah, that was a good answer. I think I did the best I could. I think I did everything according to my training. I did a good job. I believe I did a good job. I did well. I did well, funciona também. I think that provided the situation and how I managed, how I handled, I think I did a good job. Yeah, in the end. In the end na conclusão, né? É diferente de at the end. Se você fala, pô, eu vim pro sol para sair do frio, da sombra, mas aqui é difícil, eu tenho que pôr um óculos, eu acho. All right, let me see if I have my glasses here. Yeah, I do. All right, because otherwise I cannot see my screen very well. And yeah, that was a good answer. Just be careful with these tiny details that I did. Yeah, you did well. And careful with the past. When you said it happened, yeah, that happened because you're talking about something that happened already happened.
Happened.
Yeah.
Happened. Okay.
All right, now let's go to question 3. Martins, are you able now? I think now he's able to.
Yes, sir. Sorry about I was working
No worries, man. Happens.
on my
Yep.
phone.
Let's go. Can you guys still hear me well? Because I came a little closer to the speaker now that I went to the sun, but now there's a cloud anyways. So can you guys hear me well still?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So question 3, Martins, tell me, could you describe the airport you operate at the most?
Sure. So the airport that I usually operate is
At ou from, né? Pode ser também.
the most can you ask me again, please?
Yeah, sure. Could you describe to me the airport you operate at the most?
So the airport that I most operate is Costa Esmeralda, Serra Delta Eco November. It's a tiny airport in Itapema City. So it's an executive airport. The runway is approximately 1,200 meters, and I operate there since 2011. So I'm very familiar with that airport, and it's a beautiful airport because it's near from the beach. So after takeoff from it, we can see beautiful coast.
Okay.
And I like to operate that because it's a sea level and there is no obstacles. And
Plural, there is no obstacles or there are no obstacles?
there are no obstacles nearby it. So it's a good place to operate. It's a good place to live too because I live in this city.
Okay. All right. Good job. Well, I don't have any experience at that airport, but if I were to answer a question like that, it would be a different airport, but trying to follow the same line of argument, I would say a little bit about the technical details of the airport could be a good idea for you to use some specific vocabulary. So you say the number of runways, if they are parallel runways, if there are any different hotspots or accesses. And if there are not, you can always mention that there are not as well. So you could say, well, the airport, in my case, I'll use an airport that I'm quite familiar with. I would say, well, the airport that I'm most familiarized with, I think, is Santos Dumont Airport, maybe Jacarepaguá Airport as well. But, well, I'll talk about Santos Dumont since it was the last one that I was operating from as a routine. Operating from. Operating at serve também. É até melhor, de certa forma, porque o from ele deixa implícito que é a partir dele, mas eu volto para ele também, né? From and to. Mas o from deixa claro que, por implícito, que você opera a partir dele, então você também vai voltar. So the airport that I operate at the most is Santos Dumont, I think. At least it was when I was flying more. And well, it's a 2 runways airport. It has 2 runways, but one of them is mostly used by airline aviation and the other one by executive aviation, except for when the jet is bigger. So I used to operate over there from the shorter runway. It's a nice airport. It has all the facilities for executive aviation, in my opinion, is very good. You have specific areas for boarding and disembarking as well. I think it's a small but very effective airport, and I like it to operate over there as well because it's a beautiful scenario. It's one of the most beautiful airports in the world and probably the most beautiful in Brazil. And so, yeah, I really like it, and it's a simple but effective airport. Yeah. So if you want to say the number of taxiways, if there are hotspots or not, etc., you can always add. It depends on how long your answer is. Yeah.
I think the small fields are hardest to talk about because there's only one runway, just one taxiway, and there are so much hangars there, but in specific like terminologies like so there are 3-4 runways and airlines operates there like Go, like Azul,
Exactly.
TAM.
You can mention that. Yeah.
There is IFR procedures and it's a very
Oh,
busy
again,
airport.
careful with the plural. There is a IFR procedures. A é There are, não there is, né, pro plural. There are IFR procedures or there is an IFR procedure. Aproveitando o embalo do there is an IFR procedure, fiquem atentos com a e an para quando a gente vai falar. Não é sempre que o an é usado só com palavra que começa com vogal. Vocês sabiam disso? A gente aprende, né, de maneira resumida, assim, a gente usa o an quando a palavra é uma palavra com vogal, né? Assim,
Fonética, né?
mas é a fonética, depende do começo do som. Querem ver um exemplo para a gente na aviação? IFR começa com I, então é an IFR procedure. Mas se eu fosse falar em S, alguma coisa com S, an SOP, é an SOP, não é a SOP. Porque o começo da soletração da letra S em inglês começa com E e não com S, entendeu? Então se eu falo a é para uma palavra que começa com o som de S. Por exemplo, se eu falo a standard procedure, a standard procedure, a standard protocol. Aí essa palavra que eu falei depois do a e também essa está associada à palavra depois lá, né? O a aqui como artigo, né? Está associado lá, mas para escolher se é a ou an é a primeira palavra falada depois, para não juntar. Então, o an vai ser usado para as palavras que começam com som de vogal, mesmo quando é uma palavra que começa com uma consoante sendo, como é que se diz? Como é que a gente fala quando a gente está soletrando? Quando a gente está soletrando. An SOP procedure. Yeah?
Agora, the airport that I operate at.
Yeah, that's a good one. Exactly, it's right. Yeah. You could say the airport I operate from or that I operate at. Another option you have is to forget about talking about your operations and make it implied as well.
O that eu posso usar ou não, né? The airport I operate at or the airport that I operate at?
That I operate at is fine. That I operate from is fine. That is okay. You can use it. The airport that I operate most from or at is all good. Now, one other option you have is to say, you could say the airport I'm most familiar with. So it's implied that you are operating mostly from there if you are most familiar with, right? So the airport I'm most familiar with is this one or that one, and then you talk about it. All right. Any questions, guys, or may we go to part 2? Maybe go to part 2? Are you guys sure you're not hearing any background noise? I'm very impressed with Zoom, man. There's like speakers all around me. Look at that. There are speakers over there. I'm at a bar, like it's empty because it's closed, but the sound is actually it's actually happening. It's going on, man. It's getting a little loud even through my headphones. All right, so let's go to part 2. Part 2. So thank you, guys. This is the end of part 1. Let's move on to the second part of the test. Please put your headset on. They give you the headset if this is a real test, and let's check the volume. So part 2 is the part you guys interact as if you are the pilot. So pay attention to the first audio. It's just a sound check, and we have to practice how to correct the sound check if necessary.
Santos Dumont English Assessment. This is a sound check. Please confirm to the examiner if the volume is okay and you can hear the recording loud and clear.
All good? All right, great. So if it's not good, remember, can you turn it up? Can you turn it down? Could you please turn it up? Could you please turn it down? Is even a little more formal and polite. And if it's good, all clear, loud and clear, we may proceed. Everything is good. Let's go. All right, so situation 1. Let's start with Richie. Richie, imagine you are going to land at Toronto Airport. Listen to Toronto arrival control and read back. There it goes.
ANAC 123, Toronto arrival control. Expect visual approach. Runway 05, descend to 8,000 feet.
Unmute yourself over there, man. Got it? Okay. No worries.
Expect visual approach, runway 05, descending to 8,000 feet, ANAC 123.
Good job, Captain. Now, imagine that the ATIS informs there is work in progress on several taxiways. Call Toronto arrival to request to land on runway 15 left, which is the closest to your company's gates.
Gates. Toronto approach, requesting approach and landing runway 15 left, do facilities to taxi, ANAC 123.
All right. In this case, it's not really do facilities to taxi. I mean, it's understandable what you said, but it would be better to either don't say anything about it precisely, just say information tangle. So that means you got the information from the ATIS, which implies you got the work in progress information. So you could say information X-ray. I hope they would give you one, like instead of saying you got information from the ATIS, they would say which one it is, but they don't. So in this case, you say control, ANAC 123, information X-ray, requesting runway 15. That would be good enough because it's implied.
Yeah.
However, if you want to be a little more direct, so, you know, this is an English test, you want to make clear to the examiner you understood things, you could say to optimize taxi. Now, that's a key expression. That's a key expression for that specific exercise, okay? So, to optimize taxi. Para otimizar o táxi. Que aí fica mais implícito, mais direto ainda, que tem a relação com o work in progress, né? Que é trabalho, né? Como se diz work in progress? Obra, né? Obra. All right. So, do it again just to practice. You're muted. Do it again one more time just to practice. Reach it. And then I play the read back. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, do it again just to practice. Just say control and act once. Okay. Yeah, just one more time.
Okay. Toronto arrival, ANAC 123, requesting land and runway 15 left to optimize taxi.
Good job, and good job on runway 15 left. I forgot it was left, and I didn't say it on my example. Good job. All right, so now listen to what they reply and read back.
ANAC 123, stop your descent at 9,000 feet and reduce to minimum clean speed. Are you requesting to land on runway 15 left? Confirm.
Affirmative, want to land runway 15 left. Stop descent 9,000 feet. Will reduce to minimum clear speed, ANAC 123.
That was almost perfect, but the correct word here would be minimum clean speed, not clear speed.
Clear,
clean speed, porque aqui o clean tá como o adjetivo do limpo, né? Daquilo limpo, que tá sem imperfeições. A gente tá sem o flap, sem o slat e tal, tá? Mas isso aí é um pormenor, tá? Isso aí não te penalizaria gravemente em critérios, não, tá? Isso aí não impede ninguém de passar na prova, talvez diminua um pouquinho ali daquela penalidadezinha que eles consideram não global, se eu não me engano, e aí ela atrapalha um pouco a pegar um nível mais alto, tipo 5, se você tiver várias dela também, não é algo, né, a prova, nada é assim, preto no branco por completo, errou tal coisa, acabou, né? Talvez o verb to be, né, por isso que eu pego muito essas coisas que eu tô falando ali nas outras interações ali do Martins, teve de plural, por exemplo, plural e singular é um pouco mais grave, né? Então, ficar atento nisso. All right, good job, guys. Now let's go to the next exercise. But before that, Richie, they always ask, what happened? What did the controller say? So give me a short summary of what happened.
The controller said...
Passado, said.
The controller said to stop descent at 9,000 feet and asked to reduce to minimum clean speed.
You're right. All right, you got it. Now let's go to situation 2. In the next situation, Philip or Martins is the one interacting with us. Ready?
Let's go. Let's move on.
All right, good. So in this situation, Martins, imagine that you have just taken off from Manaus airport, listen to Manaus Tower, and read back. There he goes. Sharing the audio. Go.
123, airborne at 26. Maintain runway heading until passing 3,000 feet. Contact Manaus departure on frequency 119.25.
Manaus Tower, NAC 123, airborne at 25. Maintain runway heading at 3,000 feet. We contact Manaus departure on frequency 119.25. And NAC 123.
Okay, airborne at?
25.
26.
26.
Tiny detail. Yeah, 26.
1 minute.
123, airborne at 26.
Got it? That could be your calligraphy, maybe. All right, tiny detail. Now imagine that you have an air conditioning failure and the passengers are complaining. So contact Manaus approach control to report the problem and to request to return.
Manaus control and NAC 123. We had some problems with air condition. Due to it, we request vectors to return to Manaus airport.
Nice, good job. Now listen to what they reply and read back again.
ANAC 123, descend at your discretion to flight level 080. Turn right, heading 060. No reported traffic. Confirm you have an air cabin depressurization.
Manaus control, ANAC 123, descend at my discretion to flight level 080. Turn right, heading 060. No traffic reported. Negative. We are facing air conditions problem. ANAC 123. No sound, no sound. Top, you are mute.
Thanks, man. It's because it was a little noisy here and I saw the microphone was actually picking up. So don't forget the pronunciation of air conditioning, not air conditions. Yeah, air conditioning.
Air conditioning.
Vem da ideia de condicionamento. Lembra que eu sempre falo que o ING, ele não faz só o papel do gerúndio, que é o eu, sei lá, estou voando, eu estou falando, né, o gerúndio. Aí você vai falar, I'm talking, I'm flying, I'm speaking, I'm thinking. Mas quando não tem verbo de estado lá para o sujeito estar alguma coisa, né, aí vai ficar como the thinking, né, o pensamento. Então, aqui, air conditioning seria ar-condicionamento. Então, ele faz a função, isso, de transformar uma palavra em um substantivo, um adjetivo, ou um verbo, no caso aqui, né, de condicionar, condition, to condition something, or the condition of something também, né? Mas aí, a condição é diferente do condicionamento, percebe? Até em português, né, você não fala ar-condição. Condição é um substantivo, mas ele exprime outro sentido. Então, aqui é o condicionamento, ou seja, aquilo que faz acontecer um condicionamento, que condiciona algo, mas a gente está falando de um substantivo, não do verbo condicionar, mas o que condiciona. Então, é air conditioning, beleza?
Air conditioning, beleza.
Mas esse foi um detalhezinho, mas tá ótimo. Now, explain to me what happened. What did the controller say?
The controller told me to descend at my discretion to flight level 080 and asked me to turn right heading 060 and reported me that no traffic was there is no traffic there wasn't no traffic and he asked me if I was facing problems with my pressurization. That's it. Top, your microphone.
Thank you. The controller misunderstood the problem, thinking that I had pressurization problems instead of air conditioning problems, but gave me adequate instructions, so I just followed them. I confirmed them. Se você não quiser entrar no mérito de cada instrução de novo, se quiser para fazer uma correção, como foi o caso, por exemplo, daquele 25 que você falou e era 26, você pode falar de novo para tentar corrigir algo, acrescentar algo que você tem esquecido. Roger?
Tá.
Nice. Good job. Any questions here? Or maybe proceed to the next one?
Traffic.
Wait a second. Is that the end? Yeah, that's it.
Traffic, there wasn't traffic. There were traffics. Tipo,
traffic é uma palavra sem plural. É sem plural. Ela é um coletivo. Então você vai falar there was other traffic. Ela é um mass noun, na verdade, né? Aqueles substantivos de massa.
There wasn't traffic.
Pode ser, there wasn't traffic, yeah. There was no
Eu
traffic.
fiquei na dúvida se era plural ou se era
Não,
singular.
traffic ela é tratada como um singular. Todo mass
Um
now,
singular.
ele é visto como um substantivo de massa em português. Ele é visto como uma coisa ampla, múltipla, mas não é pluralizável. No inglês tem muito mass now. Por exemplo, dinheiro. Dinheiro em português também, né? Falar em dinheiros, não tem plural, né? Então, você fala em how much money, how much fuel, combustível. Aí você vai falar, mas eles têm os combustíveis. Em inglês vai ser tipos de combustível. Eles não vão falar em combustíveis, entendeu?
Entendi.
A mesma coisa para música. Em inglês não tem musics. Tem songs, que são canções, ou music. Music é type of music, tipo de música, mas não tem músicas. Eles não vão falar, quantas músicas a banda tocou? How many songs? Então tem muito mass now. Aqueles que a gente sempre cobre quando eu acabo abordando mass now, mais importantes para a gente, que cai na prova o tempo todo. Advice, porque eles perguntam. Então, advice é a ideia também do mass now. É falar em tipo de conselho ou pedaço de conselho, piece of advice that I got, but you don't say a advice or an advice, no caso, né, seria one para uma palavra que começa com a, or two advices, não existe advices, é sempre advice. Aí você quer falar no genérico, some advice. A mesma coisa para equipment e information, equipment, advice e evidence. Esses eu sempre gosto de cobrir que são mais relevantes para a gente no contexto da aviação. Alright? So, traffic as well. Other ones in aviation, luggage, baggage. Não tem baggages, é baggage. E luggage também. Some luggage, I'll have to pick my luggage pieces, my luggage, but not my luggages, entendeu? Got it? Cara, tá um solzinho bom agora aqui, porque tava um frio. Na sombra não tava dando, não. Só espero que o brilho da minha tela aguente aqui a minha bateria. Alright, let's go. So let's go to situation 3. Now we have Daniel Crawford taking this exercise. Ready to go?
Okay, I'm ready. Let's
All right.
go.
So imagine you're going to land at Manchester Airport. Listen to Manchester Control and read back. Eu usei dupla pronúncia porque eles têm as duas, tá? Manchester ou Manchester. Eles usam das duas formas, tá? Depende de quem fala. Now, listen to what they say and read back.
Anaki 123, Manchester Control. Descend to flight level 210. Turn right, heading 160. Expect 10 minutes hold at Whiskey Hotel India VOR.
Manchester Control, ANAC 123, descend flight level 210, turn right, heading 160, expect 10 minute hold, Whiskey Hotel, India, VOR, ANAC 123.
Well done. Descend flight level 210. Is that what you said?
210.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
so you got everything correctly, because that was the only piece of information that I didn't get. Piece of information, olha eu usando o singular da informação aí. Yeah, that was the only piece of information that I didn't get, so you got it, you got all right. The last piece of information, when you said Whiskey Hotel India VOR, today there was a student who made a mistake here, and he said Whiskey Romeo India, so careful with hotel in Romeo, Golf, and Juliet,
Romeo?
Kilo, and Quebec. Você pegou certo, Whiskey Hotel India. Mas tem
Okay.
muita gente que erra, troca o H por um R, o G
Okay.
por um J. Isso acontece muito. Golf, Juliet, H e o Hotel
Sabe
e
o que eu
Romeo.
percebi? Eu tô trocando 5 pelo 6, cara.
5 pelo 6. Tem gente que troca número, cara. Não é anormal, não. Tem muita gente que inverte
Que
alguns números.
merda!
Mas é assim que detecta. Vamos lá. Em português você não troca, com certeza, mas em inglês às vezes tem isso. All right, now let's go to the continuation. Crawford, imagine that now you notice your left engine oil temperature has increased beyond limits, so you decide to reduce power. Contact Manchester Control to report the problem and say your intentions.
Okay. Mayday, Manchester Control, ANAC 123, request request prior to land at Manchester Airport due to lost right engine due to high oil temperature, ANAC 123. You mute.
Sorry.
You
Now
moved?
listen.
Okay.
I'm muted. Yeah, now I'm not. So
Yeah.
now listen to what they reply and read back.
Anaki 123, flight direct to Manchester VOR and expect direct approach to runway 05 left. I understand you lost your left engine. Confirm.
Manchester Control, ANAC 123, Roger, fly direct to Manchester VOR, expect flight direct to runway 05 left. And negative, we lost right engine, ANAC 123. We had lost right engine, ANAC 123. You muted again?
Sorry, man. I'm worried about the noise here.
Deixa eu te ajudar.
I'm worried about the
Barulho,
noise, so I'm muting myself all the
o
time.
barulho da região aí não passa do teu microfone.
Não
Não passa
passa.
nada pra cá.
Tá
Nada,
mudo,
nada.
não
Tá
passa
clear.
nada. Pode
Nada,
deixar
né?
aberto.
Zoom é muito
Nada.
foda, cara. É que eu fico assustado
Cara,
às vezes.
Não, ele, tipo, eu não escutamos nem a voz da pessoa, nem
Nada.
a música, nem nada,
Tá,
nada.
ótimo. Beleza. Alright. Então eu vou começar a dar aula assim, da boático, irmão. Que aí eu vou ouvindo um somzão aqui. Mas vamos lá, obrigado pelo feedback. Crawford, so in this case here, there was one detail. You had not lost your engine. You were actually running at reduced power. Remember?
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a detail they actually consider. So you have to make this correction, but not that you lost the other one. It's actually that you didn't lose it. So you have to say negative, lost the engine, correction, running the engine at reduced power. We had problems and we are still running the engine, but at reduced power. Yeah, that's what they expect from you in this exercise according to the scripts. Okay?
Okay. Perfect,
All right.
sir.
All right, good job then. Let's go now to situation 4 with our friend Ivaí. Nice to see you. Let me just ask the ladies. Oh, they are setting things up here to start using this bar. I'm gonna have to go inside soon, but no worries. I'll make a pause and I'll go inside carrying the laptop when you guys hear the audios later. All right, so situation 4, Ivaí, are you ready? Can you participate?
Hi, yeah. Just now I could enjoy the meeting.
All right, good. So first of all, good evening over there in Brazil. 6 o'clock already, 6:11. So good evening. Let's start. We are going through part 2. You are taking situation 4 of mock 1. Ready to go?
Ready?
All right, so situation 4, if I imagine you are going to land at Santiago Airport, listen to Santiago approach, read back. There it goes.
ANAC 123, radar contact. Turn right heading 190. Descend to 4,000 feet. Report passing 8,000 feet. And expect VOR. Approach to runway 35 right.
Okay, so go ahead and read back.
ANAC 123, clear to turn right, heading 190, descend to 4,000 feet. We will report passing 8,000 feet. Expect VOR approach, runway 35 right.
All right, let me make a tiny correction here. Instead of we will report, it's kind of difficult to say and not very phraseological. I know some English teachers perhaps are teaching on YouTube, etc., and they say, "Oh, say we will report." That's actually stupid for radio messages. In part 2, you are actually able to just be more phraseological, and it's going to be easier for pronunciation and for other reasons as well, for you to be more pragmatic, more concise. So just say report passing 8,000, yeah, or Wilco report 8,000, yeah. Wilco 8,000 feet report. It doesn't really matter how you say it as long as you say the keywords, right, with good punctuation. But other than that, it was good. And now imagine that during the approach, Ivaí, you see a situation like this one here ahead of you. So I want you to call Santiago approach control to report the situation and request a deviation.
Okay, Santiago approach, ANAC 123, reporting hot air balloon ahead of us, requesting deviation.
Good job. Instead of I have requesting or I am requesting deviation. Better. So there's no mistakes for you to make. All right, so now listen to what they reply and then read back. Just a second. All right, so listen to what they reply and then read back as the pilot. There it goes.
ANAC 123, turn 30 degrees left. Confirm the hot air balloon is at your 3 o'clock position.
There you go. Okay. Go
Okay,
ahead.
ANAC 123, turn left 30 degrees. Negative, the hot air balloon is ahead of us.
All right, and what did the controller say over here?
The controller gave me deviation and asked me about if the hot air balloon is on 3 o'clock position.
Okay, ask me if would be better. And ask me if the balloon was at 3 o'clock position. Was at 3 o'clock position. So the controller misunderstood the position of the hot air balloon. As you guys know, this happens in this exercise. Sometimes they understand, sometimes they don't. When they don't, they understand 3 o'clock, which makes no sense with giving you a deviation, but they do it. So just just confirm that you are performing the deviation and make the correction saying the balloon was straight ahead. All right. Good job. Now, situation 5. Situation 5 is going to go for Richie. Full circle now. So imagine that you are now at Malpensa Airport in Italy. Listen to Malpensa ground control and read back.
ANAC 123, taxi to holding point runway 35 left. Give way to Delta Airlines 747 coming from your left and taxi via taxiway Victor, right on Whiskey, left on Golf Whiskey. Contact tower to cross the runway.
Well, taxi to holding point 35 left. Give way to Delta 747. Taxi via Victor, right in Whiskey, left in Golf Whiskey, and contact the tower to cross the runway. ANAC 123.
Almost perfect, but the right preposition for taxiways is not in, it's on. But you can imply them if you want. You could say taxi via Victor, right, Whiskey, left, Golf Whiskey.
Victor. Nossa, eu escrevi aqui e não falei, tá.
But
Victor,
if you no, but you said the right taxiways, which is what matters. But you used in Whiskey, in Golf Whiskey. So it's not in, it's on, but you can say nothing as well. And if you don't say anything, just leave the preposition implied, it's all right. Yeah?
Okay.
Good. But other than that, pretty good as well. Well done. Now they're opening here. I might have to get a beer, guys. I might have to drink some beer, but it's for the benefit of our class. You see, now they are opening here. I see they're selling beer already. So the Brazilian guy over here he already ordered. Yeah, but it was closed. It's not my fault, man. If I start drinking beer and teaching, celebrating the fact that we are having a class and I'm far, and today I'm here. Yesterday, I unfortunately was not able due to a little mishap. Then I might get a beer, just so you guys know. All right, continuing with this one, Richie. Imagine that now, as you are taxiing, imagine as you are turning to the holding point, a situation like this one here happens to you. So as you are turning to the holding point, a situation like this happens. Call Malpensa Tower, report the problem, and say your intentions.
Malpensa ground. We had a taxiway excursion. We are stuck in the soft grass. We need ground assistance. ANAC 123.
Good job. Now listen to what they reply and read back.
ANAC 123, I understand you left the taxiway and got stuck. Confirm the situation and if you'll need to disembark the passengers before being towed back onto the taxiway.
Affirmative. We are stuck on the grass. We need help to disembark passengers and ground assistance, ANAC 123. Tá mudo, tá mudo.
Okay, sorry. Okay, now, Captain, imagine, now tell me, sorry, what did the controller say? What happened here? Did they understand the situation?
The ATC understand the situation and
Passed,
asked,
understood the situation.
understood the situation and asked me if we need assistance and if we will disembark our passengers.
All right, good job. Você estava na aula há pouco tempo, Rich, onde eu falei desse asked, que é o ask no passado?
Sim, eu não
sei, isso
falar
foi na
o E,
turma,
né?
foi, né? Isso, a gente não fala não só o E, a gente não fala o K, cara, é uma loucura. Quando a gente coloca o ED depois desse K, na verdade a gente não falando o E, a gente também vai comer o K. A gente vai falar asked. A não ser que seja a última palavra da frase. Você vai falar asked, tá? Isso é importante, tá? Porque na prova tem o tempo todo. The controller asked me if I had a problem. The controller asked me to confirm. Aí vai ser asked me. Dá vontade de pedir para um americano falar aqui para vocês. Falar, vem cá, fala aqui. Fala essa frase. Vocês vão ver que é asked me, tá? A gente só fala o K quando a gente tiver num final de frase, numa ênfase. Tipo, did I ask you? Yes, you asked. You asked. Nas outras frases, onde não é o final de frase, não é uma ênfase, não é uma palavra quase que pronunciada sozinha ou no final da frase, aí você vai falar asked me, the controller asked me. Detalhe, tá? Isso aqui não é também a coisa mais relevante para você ir bem na prova, você pode falar asked, que vai dar tudo certo, mas a pronúncia não vai ser 5, por exemplo, tá? Mas só para catar pelo em ovo, porque você está fazendo exercício direitinho, entendeu tudo. E não usou stuck errado, que stuck é irregular e ele não muda, no passado é I was stuck, I am stuck, we are stuck, we were stuck, é sempre stuck, tá? Passado e futuro desculpe, presente é igual. All right, that's the last exercise of part 2. So now we're going to move on to part 3. In part 3, every audio is played twice. You guys listen to it. And then afterwards, I'll ask you guys a question. And after 3 situations, I'll ask you guys to make a comparison as well. So make sure you take notes, okay? Situation 1. There it goes. So we played twice. Martins, pay attention. We're going to be the one explaining to me after listening twice. There it goes.
Is a tower goal 7652. We have rejected takeoff due to an engine stall. We are stopped on the runway. Request taxi instructions.
Goal 7652, Roger. Vacate runway via taxiway hotel. Inform if you need any assistance.
Is a tower goal 7652. We have rejected takeoff due to an engine stall. We are stopped on the runway. Request taxi instructions.
Goal 7652, Roger. Vacate runway via taxiway hotel. Inform if you need any assistance.
Okay, go ahead and explain to me what happened here.
So, depart from goal 7652 rejected takeoff due to engine stall, and he was informed that he was stopped on the runway and requested taxi instructions. So the ATC informed the goal 762 to vacate the runway via taxiway hotel and inform if he needs some assistance.
All right, some assistance. Don't forget the pronunciation, assistance. And don't close the mouth on that one. Assistance. Yeah. All
assistance.
Right. And good job. And tell me, Captain, in what circumstances would you reject a takeoff as a pilot?
So there are many things that can lead to reject takeoff. For example, bird strike can lead to reject takeoff, and even engine failure can lead to reject takeoff, or bulk in the cockpit can lead to a reject takeoff. So there are many things that can give rise to this situation, can bring about a reject takeoff.
Okay, tiny correction, and you did it again here at the end. To a rejected takeoff, not to a reject takeoff. Yeah,
Rejected.
because when we talk about the takeoff being rejected in this way, we use rejected as an adjective. So that's why it's before. Yeah, so reject takeoff will be the action, like reject takeoff. It's like someone ordering someone to reject the takeoff. However, if you're addressing the takeoff that was rejected, you say a rejected takeoff. Another possibility is to say a takeoff rejection, uma rejeição de decolagem, ou uma decolagem rejeitada. Só que decolagem rejeitada, que é o que eu tô
Abort
corrigindo,
takeoff.
aí aborted. Abort é a ordem de abortar. A mesma coisa que reject e rejected, entendeu? E quando você fala em rejected takeoff, é uma decolagem rejeitada. Só que em inglês o adjetivo rejeitada vem antes, porque em inglês o adjetivo vem antes. A gente não fala car red, a gente fala red car, né? Então rejected takeoff, se você for usar rejected como um adjetivo. Agora, se você quiser usar takeoff rejection, tudo bem também. Rejeição de decolagem. Aí tá certo.
Eu poderia usar abort takeoff?
Aborted takeoff. Você poderia usar da mesma forma que reject ou rejected. Você teria que falar he performed an aborted takeoff, or he aborted the takeoff, como um verbo. Entendeu? Or a takeoff abortion, que seria como takeoff rejection, que eu dei a opção também. Entendeu?
Takeoff abortion.
All right.
Good.
And let's go to situation 2, everybody. Pay attention. It's in late price. There it goes.
Billings Tower, Rocky 31 is holding short of runway 28 right on Alpha, ready for departure.
Rocky 31, please maintain position. We are having a runway incursion. There's a dog on runway 28 right. We'll contact you when the problem's solved.
Billings Tower, Rocky 31 is holding short of runway 28 right on Alpha, ready for departure.
Rocky 31, please maintain position. We are having a runway incursion. There's a dog on runway 28 right. We'll contact you when the problem's solved.
What did the controller say?
Well, in situations, the pilot from the controller, they were ready on hold short runway 28 right, but the controller requests to the pilot maintain position due to there was a runway incursion. There was a dog in the runway to wait right.
On the runway.
On the runway to wait right.
Não, mas peraí. Se for usar o 28 right, aí não é the runway 28 right, é on runway 28 right. Ou on the runway. E aí não menciona qual, porque o the faz esse papel implicitamente.
Okay. The controller informed the pilot there was a runway incursion. There was a dog on runway to wait right, and to wait for further instructions.
Very nice. Good job. And Captain, tell me, how can you correlate the bad weather conditions with runway incursions? Is there a correlation between weather conditions and runway incursions?
Yeah. There are correlations with these two situations. Okay, mainly when we have poor visibility.
Poor visibility.
Poor visibility, difficulting to the pilot identify the stop bars, for example. That's it.
So yes, weather conditions can make difficult for pilots to see the stop bars, can make complicated for pilots to orient themselves, miss some markings and not see signs. It's much harder because you have less time to see things. You have to taxi slowly and see things from up close. So I think that's the main correlation. All right, good job. Well done. Now let's go to the next one. Any questions here, Crawford?
No, that's good.
All right, well done. Now situation 3, pay attention guys, it's going to be played twice as well. There it goes.
November 318, Uniform Sierra, radar contact lost. Resume own navigation. Fly direct to Dolphin Vortex. Confirm you under visual meteorological conditions.
Miami approach, 8 firm, we are under visual meteorological conditions, resuming own navigation, request traffic information, and altimeter setting November 318.
Close again.
November 318, Uniform Sierra, radar contact lost. Resume own navigation. Fly direct to Dolphin Vortex. Confirm you under visual meteorological conditions.
Miami approach, 8 firm, we are under visual meteorological conditions, resuming own navigation, request traffic information, and altimeter setting November 318.
All right, go ahead and explain what happened here.
Okay, in this situation, the controller told to the pilots they lost the radar contact and told them to fly direct to Dolphin Vortex. Dolphin VR.
Vortex was good. It was Vortex, yeah.
Okay, Dolphin Vortex. And the pilots understood, resume on navigation and request traffic informations and Q&A.
Oops, information, oopsie, como diria minha filha aqui nos Estados Unidos. Oopsie. Ela agora tá com essa mania.
Traffic information.
Oopsie. Traffic information. Information não tem plural. Traffic information. Nem traffic, nem information tem plural. Olha que interessante. Requested traffic information.
Request traffic information and Q&A. Okay.
All right. And what else? Anything else? Told the pilot to resume navigation to confirm the ATCS to confirm the VMC.
Reporting VMC condition.
Mm-hmm. All right. That's it. Ask for traffic information and altimeter setting.
Yeah, I told.
In the end,
I told Q&A
yeah, yeah, you said Q&A, yeah, Q&A information. That's when you said it. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. And Captain, tell me, what are the consequences of radar contact loss in the terminal control area?
Okay, in this case, the controller need to request information about the part position, the aircraft, to better control the area. So because they lost the contact radar.
Radar.
So they radar. So they request estimates and can I lost. Como é que fala pro e rumo? Esqueci totalmente.
You could say heading or course.
Heading, okay. Esqueci. They request heading and routed and estimated. Okay.
All right, good. So yes, in the terminal area, obviously you have many airports. That's the concept of a terminal area. So losing radar contact in the terminal area may result in more separation than usual between aircraft. So I think that the biggest concern is that without radar contact, the controller will have to space the aircraft a little more from that one without radar contact, because you have less precision on pinpointing where the aircraft is. To pinpoint is to specifically know where it is, its location. Pinpoint. Pinpoint vem, sabe do que esse termo? Pinpoint. Vem da ideia de usar um clipe numa tela, sabe, de cortiça. Vocês usam GPS, e aí você toca o dedo e segura, você faz um pinpoint, você entra com um pin naquele ponto. Pinpoint. Entendeu? né? O símbolo que entra no GPS é uma agulhinha daquela de cortiça, vocês já repararam nisso? Aquela que você faz uma marcação no mapa, tipo Google Maps. Aqui. Pinpoint something é você precisar onde está. To pinpoint on a map. All right, good. And what may cause radar contact loss, Ivair? What are the possible causes for that to happen?
Well, I don't know. I believe some satellite stabilities, and also some magnetic areas. I don't know, could interfere in the GPS position.
Okay. All right. So thank you, everybody. Now I'm going to ask the first one of you guys, which is Richie, to make the comparison here. We heard a total of 3 situations in part 3. So now, Richie, tell me which one you think is the worst to deal with as a pilot and why. All things considered, if you want to make the comparison in terms of severity, possible solutions, or ways of prevention, is up to you. Go ahead.
Oh, the situation number 2 is the less complicated because the aircraft is still on ground, not flying. Is only a dog on the runway. The airport will send firefighters to get out the... Tá mudo, Alex. Tu tá mudo.
I know it. I just muted. I was talking to the bartender. She was asking me a question. Go ahead. I was talking to Sharon. Go ahead.
Obrigado. And the second situation is less complicated because the aircraft is still on the ground. The aircraft is not flying. That don't have any dangers. Is only a dog on the runway. The situation number 2, radar lost, is complicated, but the pilots are flying VMC. Then we resume our navigation and the flight will continue safely. The situation 1 is very dangerous because a rejected takeoff can occur in a high speed and can cause a runway excursion, for example. Then for me, in my opinion, the first situation is the worst situation.
All right. And yeah, I don't know. To be honest, in my opinion here, I think that, let me check. Recapping all the situations. The first one, the aircraft was able to reject takeoff safely, apparently. They're stopped on the runway. So in my opinion, the risk is something that they already dealt with. So it's a dangerous situation to have a rejected takeoff and due to an engine stall to have an explosion. But in this case specifically, it seems like everything was under control. Situation 2, they were actually holding short of the runway and ready for departure when they just had a situation of runway incursion, but they also dealt with the situation. So I think this one is less critical because they didn't have any damage to the airplane. But runway incursions are very dangerous. But again, in this case, I think they were able to handle the situation without problems. And in situation 3, the aircraft is still flying. So if I had to compare the 3 situations themselves, I would agree with you. Situation 3 is the riskier one. The aircraft is still flying. We don't know how it's going to develop. But if I had to just dissect and analyze the 3 types of situations in general, I would say probably the rejected takeoff, the runway incursion could be the worst one. Like if you have a collision, the worst accident in aviation history was a runway incursion. So maybe there is a bigger risk on that type of situation. But considering the ones I heard, situation 3 is still the one in which the situation is not resolved. Esse argumento que eu fiz aqui, galera, é um argumento um pouco mais amplo para quem está buscando um nível mais elevado, poder discernir entre, eu estou comparando as 3 situações que eu ouvi, começo, meio e fim, elas em específico, ou eu estou comparando os 3 tipos de situação que eu tive? Percebe que esse é um argumento um pouco mais rebuscado, porque você está deixando um pouco um questionamento de, espera, eu tenho que comparar o que eu ouvi especificamente, que aí uma só ainda não está, digamos, concluída a situação, né, de risco, e as outras estão, mas por outro lado, as que já estão concluídas as situações de risco, na minha opinião, apresentavam riscos maiores quando não tinham ainda sido concluídas, entendeu? Então esse argumento é um argumento fácil de fazer em inglês, obviamente, mas para quem estiver buscando, tem uma nota mais alta, eu fiz questão de deixar esse exemplo aqui, porque é um que eu tenho dado assim de
No caso, você
estratégia para
poderia
quem busca.
usar, por exemplo, né, nesse caso, a runway incursion was by a dog, but, né, pode ser um avião, pode ser por um veículo que aí sim pode se tornar mais perigoso e causar um
Sim,
acidente, né?
sim,
Pode usar a coisa e trazer uma outra situação, né? Seria
isso aí.
isso?
Exato, exatamente. Você pode entrar nesse mérito também. Eu acho sempre legal ir de uma maneira mais rebuscada quando você está seguro de si. Aqui a gente já está na parte 3 da prova, no final dela. Quer dizer, tá indo bem pra caramba, tá com confiança, fez tudo de maneira concisa, prática, objetiva na parte 2, sabe que ouviu os áudios bem, falou legal, fez respostas mais simples na parte 1 e acha que, pô, estou buscando o ICAO 5, estou buscando o ICAO 6, essa parte 3 aqui na comparação é a tarefa mais elaborada que a gente tem para fazer na prova, sabe? Porque você compara 3 situações, você pode entrar no mérito de, pô, é difícil comparar, não tenho tanto detalhe a respeito das situações, né, e tal. Então tem alguns meandros aí que você pode explorar para você deixar o seu inglês mais impressionante, diria assim, para o avaliador, entendeu? Então por isso que eu estou dando essa diretriz aí possível para quem está buscando um level mais alto. Ok? Let's go to part 4, picture description. All right, guys. I think I'm going to celebrate the picture description with a beer because they're almost expelling me from here. I had to order something. You guys don't mind if I get a beer, right? It's the end of the class already, and it's sunny here and cold at the same time. I'll try this one here. All right, go ahead and describe the picture for me. Martins, describe this picture here. Let me show you the picture. Just a second as I scroll down to the picture. All right, so go ahead and describe this picture for me. Tell me what you see and what you think is happening here. I'll mute myself so I can order, okay, guys? But I'm hearing you. Go ahead, describe it.
Okay, let me see. This picture apparently seems to be better landing. It's airline aircraft. So I can see so much smoke and fire coming from the belly from the airplane. So it's apparently is a MD-80. So it's a huge it's an airport, huge airport, because I can see many taxiway signs. Okay, in the background I can see a building, so many trees. The weather is not so good. Probably the pilot performed a better landing and with no further problems, because apparently the airplane is almost stopping, and that's it.
All right, good job. So yeah, in this picture we see a belly landing, a belly landing situation, I suppose. But it could be a partial belly landing as well, right? Could be for hypothetical. Yeah, could be a belly landing, could be a gear up landing, which is a little different when the pilot forgets. We call it,
seems to be a belly
seems to be, yeah, it seems to be a belly landing. I would say that in this case, it's definitely either a belly landing or a gear collapse, right? But if in the situation it's obvious what's happening, in this case, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt because we don't know if it's a belly landing or a gear collapse. The reason why I say that is because the nose gear is still actually extended, right? So maybe this was a gear collapse due to a hard landing and not a belly landing, which would be a situation in which the pilot knows about not having the gears down. Yeah. Got it? And tell me, what do you think happened after this picture was taken?
Probably after this picture was
After,
taken.
I'll pronounce that. Probably after this picture was taken.
Probably after this picture was taken, the airplane will stop it on the runway, and the ground staffs will coming to help. Yeah, the crew members, firefighters trucks will arrive probably in 2 or 3 minutes after that, and the firefighters will fight the fire, and the passengers will disembark, and the crew members will help the passengers in disembark procedure. And I think is it.
I think that's it. Not I think is that.
I think is it. Eu falei,
I
is
think
it?
that's it. Ah, eu ouvi is it. Tá, I think that's it. Que é
No,
o
I
that
think
is it.
I told I think that's it. I think is it. I think that's it.
That's it. Porque is it é para uma pergunta, né? Tipo,
That's
is it yours? Is it my time? Is
I
it
think
me?
that's it.
Isso. Quando a gente coloca o is na frente, vem uma pergunta. É que nem o can. Você fala I can, é uma afirmação. Can I é uma pergunta. Então, se eu vou fazer uma pergunta com verb to be, eu vou falar, is that yours? Is that the end of the class? Is that a good beer? It is. So it is affirmative sentence. Is it a question? So I think that is it, or I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Got, yeah, good. And now let me ask you someone else. Let me ask someone else about the picture here. The next questions. So, Crawford, tell me, why do you think we see flames coming out from the bottom of this aircraft? What do you think is the cause? What is causing the fire and the sparks we see in this picture here in your opinion?
Well, I believe the fire it's coming from the friction between the belly of the aircraft, okay, the metal, in the asphalt, between the metal and asphalt. This friction could cause sparks and fire and smoke, or what else?
Yeah, so basically friction. Friction is the reason why this fire is being caused. There's a lot of abrasion. Abrasion é uma outra palavra boa para usar, né? A lot of abrasion due to the metal part of the aircraft basically grinding against the pavement, grinding against the concrete or pavement, whatever kind of pavement it is, asphalt or concrete. And this generates heat. It's a physical process, basically. It's heat generation through friction. Yeah? Geração de calor pela fricção. Heat generation through, através, né? Through friction or through abrasion. That's what's happening here. And it could be also causing the fuel tanks to rupture and causing a more significant fire explosion as well. It could ignite a fuel leak. So that's why it's important to dump fuel before landing. I'm already helping the next one answering a question. So let's go for another person for the next question. Now, Ivaí, tell me, what do you think, how do you think pilots get prepared for an emergency landing like this? Ivaí.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
I'm available, yeah. Well, in this case, I believe it's happened a gear collapse. So until that, they just follow the normal procedure. But if they know if they will perform a bad landing, they probably jet some fuel and reduce the age and the weight, and also
the weight of the aircraft.
The weight of the aircraft, and follow some checklists to avoid fire after the touchdown. Well, I believe that.
I believe that's it.
I believe that's it. Acabou de falar e eu falando errado.
Yeah, it happened.
I believe that's
but
it.
It was your only mistake, man. That was good. So, go ahead.
eu tenho uma pergunta. Nesse caso, como os pilotos preparam para efetuar um pouso como esse, como eles se preparam lá em treinamento para enfrentar condições como essa?
Entendi. Você está me perguntando ou você está tentando entender qual foi a pergunta?
Eu estou te perguntando qual que seria. Se a pergunta é basicamente o que os pilotos fazem para se preparar para um pouso como esse, ou o que eles fazem para se preparar para situações como essa, no caso, no sentido de treinamento.
Foi genérica. A pergunta foi genérica, né? How do pilots get prepared for an emergency landing? Como os pilotos se preparam para um pouso de emergência? Ela foi genérica. Se você quiser fazer um recorte da preparação de simulador, por exemplo, você pode. Se você quiser fazer um recorte da preparação do cockpit antes do pouso, você pode. Da aeronave, você pode. Porque ela foi genérica. Foi como os pilotos se preparam para um pouso de emergência. Então, o recorte específico, se você quiser fazer, você pode, mas a pergunta tá dessa forma genérica. Ok? The follow-up question here would be if it helps for pilots to, what can be done to help the pilots to perform an emergency landing like this? So you guys can mention what Ivair already mentioned, which is to dump fuel or jettison fuel to get the aircraft lighter. Se você quiser usar outra palavra em vez do weight, né, que é difícil de falar, weight, que é o peso, você pode falar to make the aircraft lighter. Sempre que você usa um antônimo, você abre a chance de fugir de uma palavra difícil, né? Então, falar que a aeronave ficar menos pesada para tirar peso, para diminuir o peso, torná-la leve. Aí você usa um vocabulário mais fácil de pronunciar, né? To make the aircraft lighter, em vez de to avoid the aircraft being too heavy, poderia ser também, que aí usa heavy, or to reduce the weight of the aircraft, mas aí você tem que pronunciar weight, que é uma palavrinha chata de pronunciar, né? Então, às vezes atacando por um outro ângulo, você chega numa frase mais fácil de pronunciar. É o caso aqui, to make the aircraft lighter, to make the aircraft less heavy, or to avoid the aircraft being too heavy for landing, to avoid an overweight landing. Overweight é mais fácil, porque tem o over, então a palavra já fica mais diferenciada do weight de esperar, né? Ok? But that was a good answer as well. Now we're going to go to the last part here, which is the statement. And the statement is going to be for Richie. Richie, imagine now that you have to agree or disagree with the statement I'm about to read. So tell me what you think about it once I'm done with it, and you can just elaborate a little more on top of whatever I say, okay?
Okay.
All right. There goes the statement. Pay attention, guys. Dumping fuel and asking for the firefighters to lay out foam on the runway before landing would reduce the risk of a fire during a valley landing.
I agree with this statement because if you dump fuel, you will have less fuel, less white, and less fuel, less fire during the crash. Then will facilitate,
will make it easier.
A risk of explosion and makes a lighter landing.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's a good one. So I agree as well. Makes complete sense in my opinion. I think that if you dump fuel, you make the aircraft lighter. Para evitar falar, you reduce the weight. Yeah. You make the aircraft lighter. You avoid an overweight landing. The aircraft is not going to be as heavy, and that will reduce the impact. It will significantly reduce the damage to the aircraft, and also the risk of an explosion because, you know, in the end, fuel is explosive. That's why it burns on the engine. So it burns in the engines because it is explosive, and if you have less fuel, you reduce the potential for a catastrophic result, an explosion, to be as big. So dumping fuel is definitely an important measure in situations like that because it reduces the chances or the possible intensity of a subsequent explosion or fire. So I totally agree. However, the question was not only about dumping fuel, it was also about laying out, not the question, sorry, the statement was also about to lay out foam on the runway, right? So what about this part? We didn't mention this part. To lay out foam on the runway. Can you hear me?
You
Okay.
asked me?
Yeah, go ahead. Could be you still, yeah.
Repeat the answer.
No, the question. The question was because you didn't mention anything about to lay out foam on the runway. You just mentioned about reducing the weight of the aircraft by dumping fuel.
Yeah.
But the statement also mentions that it should be a good idea, if it should or not to be a good idea, that's up to you, to lay out foam on the runway as well.
Okay. I completely agree with this statement because with less fuel, we can do lighter landing and avoid a big explosion. Then less fuel, less fire.
But the question now was about the foam on the runway, to lay out foam on the runway. Yeah.
The foam will avoid that the flames in the near the aircraft. The foam will avoid the se espalhar.
For the fire to spread, for the fire to be more intense or to spread.
To
Espalhar.
be more intense.
Yeah, to spread the fire.
Yeah, the foam will avoid the fire less intense and will facilitate the firefighter's job.
Yeah, you could say that, you know, the fire extinguishing foam, it's a fire suppressant agent, right? It's a fire suppressant fluid. So obviously it will definitely reduce the chances of a fire. It would also reduce friction. So I agree. I think that to lay out foam is a good idea. Unless the runway is too short, maybe you could have a runway excursion if the runway is too short and the aircraft is large. But if that's not the case, if you have sufficient runway, I think it's the best idea to lay out fire extinguishing foam on the runway as well, minimizing friction, reducing the damage to the fuselage, and reducing the risk of a fuel leak and a subsequent ignition. É isso aí, galera. Subsequent, aquilo que sucede, né? O que é subsequente, é uma boa palavra para usar quando for ordenar as coisas. Eles usam na prova the precedent freedom. A freedom is preceding you num exercício que é o precede e o sucede, né? Aquilo que precede você e que sucede. São vocabulários que usam na prova. Falei agora, veio na cabeça. É isso aí por hoje. Tudo certo? Alguém tem alguma questão? Mais alguma coisa aí para a gente cobrir?
Amanhã, aula normal.
Eu tô abusando de vocês, dando aula, tomando cerveja.
Mas eu vou começar
Eu tô
agora,
sacaneando
tem
vocês.
jogo do
Eu
Inter, já estão
me sinto roubando vocês. A aula de amanhã eu quero todo mundo com um copo de cerveja pra me sacanear, mas é que eu parei no bar, ele tava fechado. A mulher abriu, começou a servir geral do meu lado. Olha isso aqui.
Não tem como aguentar, não. Cara.
Começou a servir geral, colocou
é uma IPA ainda, bem escura.
Tá mó galera tomando cerveja. Tô só eu aqui trabalhando no laptop, tá vendo? O negócio tava fechado.
Ainda em Montreal?
Não, agora eu não tô mais em Vancouver, eu tava em Vancouver. Agora eu tô em Orlando. Tô em Orlando.
Orlando.
Porra, tá ridículo o frio aqui. Ontem tava bizarro, fez 2 graus aqui de manhã, cara.
Que isso, cara? Orlando,
já peguei Orlando com 2
graus.
de
luva aqui, ó.
Por isso que eu tava achando que tava em Vancouver.
Também
ainda,
tava assim em janeiro. Eu vim pra cá em janeiro do ano passado, tava ridículo. Foda. Bom, é isso aí, galera. Teve uma vez que eu posei em Miami, tava vindo de Lake Tahoe, quando eu morava lá em Lake Tahoe, tava voltando pro Brasil, aí quando eu posei em Orlando, eu tinha uma conexão de umas 6 horas, sei lá, o próximo voo, 5 horas, a coisa que eu falei, vou dar uma volta aqui nessa porra, conhecer Miami. Na hora que eu fui sair do aeroporto em Miami, tava 8 graus em Miami, eu falei, voltei pra dentro de novo,
eu não sabia
que roupa.
Assim.
Tinha despachado minha roupa de neve, 8 graus em Miami, meu irmão, voltei pro aeroporto, aí não, passei aqui porra nenhuma.
Mas a Flórida tava escapando até ontem, né?
Pô, deu neve no norte da Flórida. Mas deu neve no norte da Flórida dessa vez e no ano passado também, cara. É um aquecimento global.
Eu vi na internet, eu achei...
Ih, falhou. Acho que eu tô com internet ruim, talvez. Tá falhando um pouco pra mim.
Então tá bom. Até amanhã.
Agora voltou.
Amanhã tem
Então,
aula?
amanhã tem aula, repeteco, pô, porque eu faltei ontem. O professor faltou ontem, vai entender
Tá
isso. E hoje ele
bom.
chegou e ainda tomou cerveja no final da aula. Ah, tomei pouco, pelo menos, vou tomar o resto agora.
Tranquilo, tranquilo. Até amanhã, então.
É pra
Valeu.
soltar a língua.
Eu vou te falar que eu já dei essa dica para aluno uma vez. Falou, pô, às vezes eu sinto que eu me solto, mas eu falei, vai embora, toma uma cervejinha, isso ajuda. Pô.
É isso aí. Se relaxar
Valeu,
os músculos,
galera.
fica.
Mas também
Valeu,
não pode
gente. Um
afetar,
abraço aí.
não pode afetar a percepção. Às vezes o cara acha que tá bonito, se olha no espelho da boate e vê o caco que ele tá. Também tem isso. O cara vai lá, bebe. Não, eu falo muito bem inglês quando eu tô bêbado. A sua percepção tá merda. Aí é foda também. Valeu, galera. Grande
Valeu, galera. Um
abraço
abraço.
aí.
Obrigado. Até logo. Tchau,
Valeu.
tchau.
Satisfação tê-los a bordo aqui desse projeto. Valeu. Vamos continuando aí. Valeu.
Valeu.
Um abraço. Falou.